Good Sunday morning, everyone. Today we are going to talk about very current and very prevalent, debatable, going on issue in America. As you must be privy to the fact that American Capitol Hill means American government premise, White House, Capitol Hill, these kinds of all the government buildings, government properties, and government premises are under attack by all kinds of hoodlums. Most of the hoodlums belong to Republican Party, or rather I would say Trumpian Party, Party of the Trump. They are hoodlums, they are thug, they are all violent, and they are all detrimental people with violent tendency, throwing the tantrums around, and especially they are targeting Capitol Hill because they think that the people who are in the Capitol Hill, Mr. Lawmaker, congressmen, and senators of America, are culpable for the defeat or the vanquish of Trump. And they're out there to get even. So, America being the champion of freedom, autonomy, democracy, now, unfortunately, it's irony. It's a shame that American government itself is under siege. American government is like in incarceration. Rather than lawbreakers, lawmakers are in incarceration. They don't have any kind of freedom of movement. They don't have any kind of freedom of speech. They are actually confined in their absolutely closed, absolutely confined offices, and they have been tweeting from there, they've been giving interview from there, they don't have any kind of freedom to go out, mix and mingle with their supporters, mix and mingle with their people, mix and mingle with outsiders. They have been confined in the four walls, like criminals are confined under four walls in other nations. The lawmakers are, I should say, inside. Lawbreakers are all outside, roaming free. Subject of today is democracy under siege. But the democracy of America is under siege, means under attack, under bleach. U.S. government story. Couple of days ago, an American actually rammed through the barricades and killed one police officer, injured another officer, and he himself was shot dead. On 6th of January, we all remember tens of thousands of hoodlums attack on the American Capitol Hill that we have never seen in the history of mankind. This kind of shameful, these kinds of barbaric attack on their own government, except it happened in 1906 during the Tsar time in Russia. Tsar Nicholas was attacked by his own people and wiped out every member of his family. That thing happened in early 19th century, 1906 or so. Now, after 100 years, the repetition of the same incident, same episode occurred over there in the champion of democracy, champion of freedom, America, in which tens of thousands of hoodlums, of violent, barbaric people are taken the Capitol Hill. Fortunately, nobody was there, otherwise they would have definitely massacred, not killed, massacred umpteen lawmakers, especially Democrats. Now, what is going on in America is unthinkable, unspeakable. Nobody can understand. Everybody is making guesses, guesstimations, presumption, assumption, but nobody has any kind of clue or inkling about American behavior. They've just gone bonker. They've gone bizarre. They've gone actually gaga. They don't have any kind of shred of humanity left. They have totally gone out of humanity, out of their minds, and they have been doing something so heinous that even the worst heinous people are going to be ashamed of. I have actually created 4 points to elaborate this kind of behavior is going on in America, and Uncle Sam of America is under attack. Number one is US government under ceaseless attacks. Ceaseless attacks are going on since January 6th, thanks to Trump, who has actually infuriated, who has actually incited the people for insurrection. And these Americans, considered to be Yankees, highly educated, very civilized, very sophisticated, very cosmopolitan people, have actually become totally barbarian, that even barbarian will blush. Barbarian people of prehistorical age would blush to think about what has happened to American people. American people never ever took the law in their hand. American people never ever broke the law. American people were very patient, very calm, very composed, and very vocal about their disagreement, but excuse me, they never actually resorted to any kind of violent practice. I have first-hand experience. I have spent 20 years over there, and I always loved Americans and American society for their civilized manners. Their mannerism was out of this world. Today, again, their mannerism is out of this world, but in a negative connotation. Second generation, just second generation or third generation of Americans have actually turned around. I don't know what kind of gene mutation. It must be gene mutation has occurred that they have gone absolutely bonker, absolutely Looney Tune, absolutely ditwit, and totally numbnut. They don't actually distinguish between right and wrong, great and gory, lawful and unlawful. They just do impulsive thing. Whatever comes to their mind and heart, they just go out, pick up their gun from the closet, from the wall, go out and kill. One four-letter word has become most favorite thing in America, and that is K-I-L-L. Kill, kill, and kill. They don't distinguish between male killing or female killing, between black killing or white killing, between American killing or Asian killing, but they just kill. I don't know what kind of satisfaction they derive out of their murderous activity, barbaric activity. So I have created 4 points. Second point is, champion of freedom has no freedom. America has always been the champion of freedom. America has always dispatched its troops, and troops have never worried about their own life. Even in Vietnam, 56,000 Americans were killed. In Iraq, in Afghanistan, everywhere American soldiers are dying for the freedom of others. So other people can live free. Other people can actually have destiny in their own hands and not in the hands of their masters. Americans always fight for freedom. Americans always emancipate people from the slavery, subjugation, and at the cost of their own lives. Today, the same Americans do not have any kind of freedom at all. Same Americans are gasping for freedom, and the same Americans were there who were actually rushing to the rescue of those people who were gasping for freedom. Point number 3, lawmakers are in confinement, lawbreakers are scot-free. Those American congressmen and senators who promulgate laws, they are in confinement, they are in captivity of their own offices and homes. They don't have any kind of freedom to roam free, no any kind of freedom to take their family to garden or park. They don't have any kind of freedom to walk on the street or go out and eat in the restaurant. They don't have any kind of freedom for entertainment or any kind of enjoyment or any kind of fun. They are totally confined shamefully in their own confinement and trepidating under the fear of their own life. Fear is always there. Threat to their life is always there. They cannot step out of their Capitol Hill office without fortified protection from the bodyguards, from the paratroopers, from the commanders. Now, what kind of freedom is that? Ask yourself. This kind of scenario is not witnessed even in China, Russia, North Korea, Cuba, Saudi Arabia, Dubai, Bahrain. The people and the government all mix and mingle. They roam free. In Saudi Arabia, king and the prince and the commoners, they all go to masjid, mosque, free and perform namaz side by side. Nobody kills anybody, nobody threatens anybody, nobody rams anyone with their cars, nobody uses the guns or sticks or knife or nothing. Now, what is the use of having democracy when democracy does not have quote-unquote democracy? This is not freedom, this is the free. This is the free fear. This is the free phobia, not freedom. Free threat. Absolutely fearful subjugation. Every American lawmaker is subjugated by hoodlums and their fearful, violent practices. Point number 4. Uncle Sam is protected from hoodlums is a shame. Now, Uncle Sam, the American government cannot protect itself. How American government is going to go to Afghanistan or Myanmar and protect the people over there being gunned down by the troopers? How America is going to help the people in Niger where innocent people are killed and their bodies are tossed into the ditch? Even barbarians never actually resorted to that low level. Barbarians never did something like that. That is going on in Niger. That's going on in Ethiopia. That is going on in Tigray. That is going on in Libya. That is going on in Afghanistan and Iraq. Now, America, my foot. When America cannot actually protect its own government, when American Army, Navy, Air Force cannot protect its own government, come on now, don't kid with yourself. American soldiers, American Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines just cannot lift their fingers to protect outsiders, those people who are yearning for freedom, those people who are yearning for democracy, those people who are yearning for free life, those people who are crying for freedom, crying for free life. Now, do you think that America can actually go out over there and protect those people who are yearning for freedom? You have to be only stupid, simpleton to believe that the American government is going to help you in your nation when American government is totally important, totally redundant, totally useless, totally fake in protecting its own government. American troops, American Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marine cannot protect its own congressmen or senators. How the hell they can protect us? It's a big question. American Army has become totally impotent, not important, but important, bereft of R. Thank you very much for listening today. That's all the time we had. Tomorrow we're going to talk about something else. Until then, God bless everyone on this planet. Amen. Take care of yourself. and yourself is going to take care of you. Don't forget to say prayers, because in other nations, people are getting free. In other nations, lockdowns are lifted. In other nations, they have been focusing upon vaccination. In India, we are focusing upon lockdown again. Schools are being closed again. Businesses are being closed again. People are pushed back in their dingy room again. People are pushed back again to the poverty, starvation, depredation again. Thanks to Mr. Modi. Bye.